to get that perception where like you don't want to be like them, but you don't want to do what they do either. Today, I look up to a guy named Eric Thomas, motivational speaker. His story took him 12 years to get a 4-year degree. Um, his story is just so motivational and inspiring. And I listened to Ray Lewis as well, and his story was also motivational and inspiring. But I say the people that I look up to the most are the people that are real and genuine and have a real life story and made something out of nothing. And that's what I'm trying to do myself. I think that's what inspiring. But I don't really have to. I don't really think I have any role models. I mean, if I would have, I think those guys would be my role models. I wouldn't say I read books. I read a lot of articles. Eric Thomas he's all over the social media platform, and he has the Instagram, the Twitter, the Snapchat, the YouTube channel, which he got big off the YouTube channel. I listen to a lot of his motivational videos because he speaks all over from every topic, from marriage to counseling to just in everyday life of your mindset. And like different articles that they might write up on him and stuff like that. But I don't read quite too many books on Barry Thomas or Ray Lewis. Am I a good cook? I wouldn't say I'm a Chef Boyardee, but I mean, if it comes to survival mode, yeah, I can cook pretty good. The best thing I can cook? I think my best dish probably would be spaghetti, but not any type of spaghetti. I'm talking about spaghetti with red peppers and green peppers and onions and sausages. And you mix it all together. And then you cook some cornbread with that spaghetti. And then you can have either a glass of water for the athletes, so you can have a Kool-Aid, or you can have a glass of wine to chill it out. But I think my go-to dish for me to cook myself would be spaghetti. Because one, you can eat spaghetti the next day. And two, you can eat spaghetti. My favorite dessert? I'm not really too much of a dessert guy, but right now, came to my head was probably cheesecake. I probably wouldn't eat it a lot, but I'm more of a classic guy. I would say a cheesecake, the original cheesecake, not with all of the toppings and stuff like that, just cheesecake. The most positive thing that I know about Bacone College, that would be a tough one. I'm not a person. I'm a person that the cup is the glass is half full. So I mean, I know that Bacone College glass is half full, and they trying to change. And with change, it's going to take a while to build. To build it back up. You gotta lay it brick by brick. But I'm not gonna lie, I haven't had the best experience here at Bacone College, meaning in athletics and in academics. And I'm just being, brutally honest when it comes to Bacone College. They have a lot of a growing to do when you say in Falls and Bacone College. Well, with the film production class, it's been awesome. I actually never really wanted to get in front of the camera. I was shy. Working with you, Oscar, and Miss Butterfly has been a wonderful experience. I've got a lot of ideas of what I wanted to do. I actually want to do a documentary on my life and my family from having 18 brothers and sisters. I've been wanting to do it. I just didn't know how to do it and in which direction that I want to go in. I learned a lot from your class than I've been in Bacone in the 2 semesters that I've been here.
Carl Cowan, and I'm from Locust Grove, Oklahoma.
Where are your parents from?
My parents also were born and raised in Locust Grove, Oklahoma.
Would you say basketball is one of your deepest passions?
Yes, I played basketball all my life. Started out pretty young. Played all the way through high school. I actually wanted to play in college, but I played baseball instead. started coaching at a young age, coaching my younger brother, then started coaching my two boys. So I've been involved in basketball since as long as I can remember picking up a ball.
How did you currently get involved in this position, coaching at Bacone College?
Coaching at Bacone College, I've been a coach at a previous school for the last 11 years. I've been working on trying to get on a staff at Oklahoma Wesleyan and SAGU, and this job came available, and had a dear friend of mine, Donnie Bostwick, knew the AD, and they put two and two together and gave me an opportunity.
With this being your first year coaching with a head coaching job, what kind of culture are you trying to build here?
I'm trying to build a culture of doing things right, a good Christian-based, good atmosphere, just trying to, this year set a tone to what's coming in the future, just laying a good foundation of good quality basketball and good quality men.
Would you say you're a player's coach?
I'm definitely a player's coach. I'm actually a positionless coach. 1 through 5 really are just numbers. I like all my men to handle the ball and shoot the ball well. Get up and down the floor. If you can handle it, you can go.
How can you teach more life lessons to your players and set a better example?
Just by being a good example, doing the right thing, trying to be there for them at all times for any scenario, whether basketball, on the floor, off the floor, just being there for them and being genuine. Telling them the truth, even though that may not be what they want to hear, but sometimes tough love is what you need to do.
What are the most important character building qualities that you teach your players?
Just to be honest. Honesty is a great value. To never take a shortcut to get something easy. To put in the work. Just do the right things and do what it takes to be successful.
If the player on your team were your own children, what would you want them to get out of this experience?
The same as I would for any other player. To do the things right, to be honest, to have some integrity, to hold themselves accountable for everything that they do. I've coached my own sons, and it's a tough position to be in, but they had to do the same things as everybody else and got treated exactly the same. No favoritisms.
How can you and do you motivate your players?
Just by talking to them, encouraging. You're always got to find positives in everything you do. A lot of coaches scream out negatives when they do something wrong. They scream. I like to point out good things that they do to keep encouraging. And like I said before, just to be there for them and try to help them grow.
How can you improve teamwork and what are the most important character building qualities that you teach your players?
Just to be honest. Honesty is a great value. To never take a shortcut to get something easy. To put in the work. Just do the right things and do what it takes to be successful.
Do you motivate your players?
Just by talking to them, encouraging. You're always got to find positives in everything you do. A lot of coaches scream out negatives when they do something wrong. They scream. I like to point out good things that they do to keep encouraging. And like I said before, just to be there for them and try to help them grow.
How can you improve teamwork and the attitudes of these players? Because I know as you're being, the first year coaching, you have basically your own program. You have some returnees and you have some newcomers where they might look at, the new coach as, oh, we can run on top of him, or we can, might say this, or, basically they have to adjust to you as much as you have to adjust to them. So how can you implement that?
Just being honest and truthful from the front. Okay, if I ask something to be done, that's what's going to be done, and there's no gray area. I'm pretty much, you do what I need you to do. I'm definitely going to listen to conversation, but it all comes down to my decisions, and what I need to get done is going to have to be done. If you don't want to be a part of that, that's fine. It's not personal. It's just things have to be done the right way. Sometimes they may not like it. Sometimes they do. Sometimes players kind of like authority. They want to have somebody that's in control. And that's what I want to be. I want to let them know that I am in control. But I do still have a little bit of freedom. At any time they can come and talk to me about anything. And I will be honest and upfront the best I can be with them.
One of my personal questions,
as an interviewer and as a player is, do you think most coaches know that they impact the player's life for a lifetime and not just for that year or semester that it might be in their lives?
Yes, most coaches do, and I feel like I've been in that position. I've been coaching since I was 16 years old. I've actually got to coach kids of kids that I've had when I started out young. I got their kids to come along. They actually moved their kids into the district just so I could coach them. You know, anytime I see somebody outside of basketball, you know, we have a relationship. You know, and I do realize I impact lives, but that's what I'm here for. You know, that's the calling that I believe I have, is to impact young men's lives and then try to set them down the right path, and doing it by example, and not just by, you know, what I say is what you do. I try to do all the things that I'm telling them guys. I wouldn't ask them to do anything that I wouldn't do.
Okay, and with the season just beginning, and the record shows that you are 0-2, and a lot of the players might look at it as record-wise we're 0-2, but how would you explain to them that this is a building process and it's a marathon, not a sprint?
Well, 0-2 is just what people put on paper. For us, we're 2-0 because we did things correctly. We played hard. You know, basketball season is a journey. You know, and it's not how you start a race, it's how you finish. And for me, the little victories that we tried to overcome early, we were successful. So in my book, we've got 2 wins under our belt. Yeah, I know we got losses on the record for basketball, but right now, basketball is not the most important thing. It's developing the right culture, leading up to the future, what we want to have done here. And so I think, my personal, we're 2-0. You know, I feel very confident that we're going to grow. And yeah, we're going to have our bumps and bruises along the way, but we're going to grow and we're going to be successful. No matter what basketball record says, we're going to be successful.
So what are your approach, because I looked in the schedule, you have 3 games coming up this weekend. What are your approach on going to the game this weekend? I mean, I'm a player's coach. I know that, you know, you're taking one game at a time and not looking, you know, too far down the road. But what are your approach and your message to your guys going to battle this weekend?
Just to stay strong. We watched game film on our previous game, so we're going to take what we did there and learn and add that to what we got coming up. And like you said, we're just going to take it one game at a time, and concentrate on the first game we got coming up on Thursday. Then we'll worry about Friday and Saturday when those days come along. But Thursday right now, we're just working. We're just going to the gym and going to work. You know, wins and losses really, yeah, we want to win, but we need to grow. And if that means to grow and losing, then that's what we'll do. But we're going to grow as a group.
So what would you say, you know, would be your ultimate goal of getting out of this season, as a coach, from a coach perspective, regardless of the wins and losses column in that perspective, but like when you're done this first semester as a head coach, what would you say you went into the season planning and you accomplished this?
I'm coming in this season, I'm planning to change what everybody views Bacone College and Bacone basketball. We have a reputation that's not been favorable, so that's what I really would like to get out of this, is to change that reputation, to make Bacone a place people want to come and play and people want to come and watch. And really, I want my seniors to graduate. That's something that I really want to push for the future, is I want our kids to come and go to school and be a student athlete, not an athlete student, to graduate, to start their lives on the right path. And, you know, wins and losses, yeah, I want to win every game we can, but right now I think the school and these kids, there's bigger things besides wins and losses in the game of basketball that they need to accomplish.
I'm waiting on my time, I'm just waiting on my time. I'm waiting on my time, I'm waiting on my time.